a crazy week in America. Let's find out what happened. In response to the ongoing war in Ukraine, a number of journalists in Russia have resigned from their jobs. So now viewers will have to get their Russian propaganda the same way we do. It's there. It's always there waiting for you. It was announced this week that Rockefeller Center's outdoor ice skating rink in New York City will be turned into a roller skating rink for the summer, finally offering tourists the one thing they've always wanted, a concussion. Cannot wait.
Yeah, can't wait.
Cannot wait. I'm going to bust my ass. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
CNN reported this week that President Biden's upcoming trip to Europe would be one of the most closely watched trips by an American president. Almost as closely watched as this trip. We gotta make a rule. Okay. No less than 8 full seconds of that.
Yeah.
Every time it ends, I go, oh, I want to see.
It keeps going though. It goes on for
It goes on. It's
a
like
good 30 minutes. It's just get it together, President Biden.
Gravity wins.
Yeah.
According to a new report, sales of compact discs increased in the U.S. last year for the first time since 2004. When I heard that, I got so excited because I was reminded of my old CD collection. Look at that. I have some of my favorite mixes on here. You know, back in the day, CD music, it was just better quality. It feels like you're right there on stage with the artist.
Yeah, that's so awesome. Let's hear it.
Okay, great.
What's wrong, Amber?
I don't know how to play this. It's been so long since I've played a CD. Like, where does it go? Does it play itself, or does it require an additional device? Do I hold it to my ear? Help!
Amber, come on. It's simple. All you have to do is just... Oh, no. I don't remember either. It's been years since I've held a C-do? A C-don't? Am I saying it right?
Where does the music come from? Do I microwave it? CD, play music.
Wait, cars. Do they go in cars?
We don't have a car, Tarek.
Do I do the singing?
Do we throw it in a fountain and wish for music?
Plug it in.
It has no plug.
Rewind it.
I am.
We're never gonna hear the music.
Wait a second. Hey, you know what? I have the playlist on my phone. I can just text it to you.
Oh, okay, cool.
Back to the monologue. Car maker Volkswagen recently unveiled its new ID Buzz electric van. I love it, said kidnappers. Officials in London recently closed a stretch of road to allow toads to safely get to the place where they breed. The place where toads breed, or as it's more commonly known, Buckingham Palace. Ew, excuse me.
Ribbit.
There's no one good here.
Yeah.
According to a new study, 11 out of 100 films last year had a leading actor who was a woman of color. That story again, you only need to see 11 out of 100 films. That was just more of a fact.
Yeah.
And finally, Wyoming recently launched a service that helps residents collect roadkill to eat. It's called Arby's. And that was the monologue! Did you like the monologue? Okay, yay! Good. I'm glad you liked the monologue, because if you had said no... Moving on. Earlier this month, hundreds of high school students across Florida staged walkouts to protest Florida's so-called Don't Say Gay bill. It was pretty inspiring. Check it out.
Hundreds of high school students are walking out in protest
If you're gay, it's not hurting anyone to be gay. So the fact that they're passing bills restricting these rights is just baffling in my opinion.
But sadly, despite huge opposition, both in Florida and across the U.S., that bill recently became law. It will prevent teachers from talking about LGBTQ people and issues in their classrooms. Here to comment is my head writer, Jenny Hagel.
Hi, everyone. I'm gay, and I just want to say how impressed I am with all the high school students who came together in Florida to speak up against the Don't Say Gay bill. At one school, over 100 kids walked out. At my high school, the only thing we could get 100 kids to agree on was that the song Hey Jealousy was a banger. Do you know how much teenagers love bullying? Do you know how bad your bill has to be for teenagers to say, that's too much bullying? That's like Machine Gun Kelly telling you, that's too many tattoos. The point of Florida's Don't Say Gay law is to prevent school teachers from talking about LGBTQ people in their classrooms. But it is so important for queer kids to see reflections of themselves in school. I went to elementary school in the 80s. Do you know how many times we talked about Sally Ride? Do you know how great it would have been to hear just one time that she was gay? Do you know how many people my age watching this right now just said, Sally Ride was gay? I wish teachers had told me that Lorraine Hansberry was queer, that Billie Holiday was queer, that the guy who invented computers was queer. Also, I wish somebody had told me I was queer. It would have saved me a lot of time. It also would have explained this outfit. I look like Paula Poundstone's intern. Look, Florida's new law is garbage. Kids deserve to go to school and feel good about themselves, and they deserve to learn about the world we actually live in. A world made up of all kinds of people who are all equally valuable. And a world where Hey Jealousy is the #1 greatest bop of all time.
Everything you said was true except that last part.
That's fair. That's fair.
Jenny Hagel, everyone. Hey, guys. Today, we've covered a lot of topics so far, but I'll tell you what. We're only getting started, baby. Because there's one more thing Tarek and I would like to talk to you about.
And we'd like to talk to you about it in style.
What's Gucci, y'all? We out here living that lavish life.
Racks on racks on racks.
Let's get this money.
Yeah.
When I go out to eat, I take a private jet. Mansions around the world I ain't even been to yet.
Money's so tall, it's in the NBA. I'm a black billionaire with more stacks than Ye.
We our own bank, pay for everything in cash. But still, with all this cheddar, we can't afford gas. No, we can't afford gas.
These prices are high.
We can't afford gas. We
Can't afford gas.
Let me tell you something. Money like magic, mother. But it ain't no trick, though. You got to have that love to be in my clique, though.
From now on, whenever I see a cutie that I like, I'ma say, hop on the back of my bike.
Garage filled to the brim, I got cars out the ass. And that's where they'll stay, cause I can't afford
gas.
How much for a full tank?
Can't afford gas. How much is a city bike?
Damn it!
We can't afford gas.
I should've bought a Prius.
We can't afford gas.
Y'all listen. So my favorite chain to drive to the grocery store. I left the car there, I don't need it anymore.
No more driving, I survive, I don't care how. I brought a pillowcase to work, cause I live there now.
You might have had stats, but those stats are gone.
You should've rode a bike cause gas inflation's too strong.
You two are out on your ass.
Can't afford gas.
Gas.
Can't afford gas.
Is it cause we
Can't afford gas.
Give me that change.
You can't afford gas.